Surrender has many forms. It may come as not knowing what is next in life, being in a state of transition where many are at the moment, knowing that a change is imminent, yet not knowing what it looks like. It's uncomfortable for most of us. There is much dismantling in significant areas of life as we live in a world that presents us with many unknown factors. It will benefit us to discover a way to navigate the times ahead and maintain our resilience. Surrendering past grievances is another deeper layer that can open a pathway to reclaiming our power and liberation, and feel an inner strength we may have not known we've had. My name is Dafna, and it's my pleasure to share with you the immense liberation that comes through the path of surrender, as it's been a profound teacher in my life that provides me with incredible sense of lightness and freedom. And to be honest, it wasn't easy. It's been a process, and being on the other side, I can attest to the immense gifts it has given me. The invitation to surrender often finds us when we are faced with a wave of change and challenges. Career changes, relationship ending, and illness. It comes in a wave and pushes us beyond our comfort zone, at times shocking us to our very core. It often comes after a period of resistance, until a moment of honesty, when you finally realize that you cannot change a situation. You cannot continue with how things are, and there is nothing you can do. The ground underneath you is no longer there, and you come into a moment when you have no idea where you move to from here. In that moment, even if there is a sense of overwhelm, confusion, fear, or feeling lost, this is the moment that something in you just lets go and lets Spirit, Source, God to flow in. You move from hopelessness to faith, and you may dance with those for a while, until you find your footing. Life humbles us, and in that moment when everything breaks down, or many things, we are given grace. Surrender takes courage and faith. It often is confused with giving up, giving our power, or feeling at a loss and hopeless. It takes humility to allow ourselves not to know, to sit with the discomfort of that, and be willing to pause and be open for insights, information, understanding that we cannot see or think of right away. The tendency is to try harder, sometimes spin in a wheel and not letting ourselves off the hook. And in that state, the creative part of our mind shuts down. Brilliance is most always not immediate. Creative breakthrough often comes with patience and an understanding that there are forces working with and through us. Surrendering the idea we can think our way through every detail of life, that if we continue to try and find a solution long enough, we will, when maybe pausing and allowing ourselves to sit with the question, not knowing for a while, is what's needed. It's humbling as life is, yet so very liberating. Taking a break, maybe taking a walk, or just giving yourself a moment is the kindest thing you can do for yourself. Imagination doesn't work under pressure. The state of surrender opens pathways to wisdom and dimensions that are beyond the periphery of the thinking mind. Life invites us to be humble and curious, to have a flexible and open mind, to consider that not every solution comes through the mental faculty. We have immense intelligence and wisdom layers, including the universal fabric that is not just communicating with us, we are part of it. The mind has its strength, yet it cannot see everything. In our society and largely in the world, the mind has been crowned as our chief ally. Yet emotional body and what feels right for us is an imperative part of our wisdom and fulfillment. In fact, our heart has a larger, greater electromagnetic field than our mind. It also has its own decision-making center, with neural pathways just like the brain. We also have a third brain, in our gut, fairly recent discovery since 1995, which is part of our gut sense, a primal intuitive part of us. For surrender to be part of your life, you need to open and lean into it. Surrender is an antidote to frustration that arises whenever you try to control a situation that is outside of your control. In surrender, you are consciously opening yourself to grace, turning over a situation to the universe, sitting in the void, and letting go of your attachment to the outcome. If you are challenged by a situation or feeling stuck, you can ask for help. The willingness to hand a matter over to the universe, to God, is an act of faith, and surrender, that action releases the invisible tension caused by fear and attachment. We cannot control what's happening in our world. What we are going through at the moment is humbling. It's easy to get lost in the noise, and our power rests in our choices. We do have a say in what we allow in, what we engage with, what we, in every minute, watch, listen to, read, talk about. We can draw our energy back and focus on our lives. This is where we have a voice, where we can create what is beneficial and supporting our well-being. We can enhance what nourishes us and our loved ones. And no matter the shape of the external, within our lives, we can create a sacred sanctuary. We can bring our energy to what we care about. It's not avoidance or ignoring reality. It's about energy management. Flowing our life force where we do have power. In this way, we don't spin, we minimize overwhelm and avoid depleting our energy where we never had control. By focusing on what we can, we maintain a sense of safety, peace, even sanity. As we are in a phase of great transition, it will benefit us to accept the change is here and begin to lean into the change rather than grow in our resistance to it. By tending to what we cherish and value, we gain deeper clarity into what truly matters to us and create a rich and meaningful life, regardless of the times. We grow stronger and see change as it truly is, a natural rhythm in life. If you reflect on your life, you will likely notice that the most transformational periods come after a time of intensity, frustration, and exhaustion. When you come to the point where you accept that the falling away is okay, it was inevitable, and it's part of your growth. You come to see through life that your heart breaks and expands, and through that breaking, you become more compassionate. You begin to open and lean into deeper love. You discover a strength that is softer as you break out of the illusionary perception that you are limited, bounded, not free. Surrendering the past is a more delicate and deeper area I want to touch on, as many may have suffered complex trauma. Surrendering past hurts, grievances, disappointments can create an incredible ripple effect in your life. When you give yourself permission to surrender the past, to hand it to the universe, to release it from your energy, you can begin to make peace with what was. You don't necessarily have to understand why things happened. It can provide you with insights and maybe can put your mind at rest, but it's not necessary. Sometimes simply surrendering the past for the sake of your peace is all you need to do. When you create space between your life and what was, you can begin to reconnect with parts of your energy that you may have lost. Surrendering what was doesn't mean you minimize your feelings, push them away, push them down, ignore them, and the likes. It means you are taking the reins over your heart and you choose to put something to rest for yourself. And although it's helpful, highly beneficial to do healing work around the past, especially if we discuss trauma, which is multi-layered, we can still help ourselves if we choose to surrender the past for our heart. Surrendering past hurts doesn't even require your forgiveness. Forgiveness can take you deeper into your wholeness, but that's another topic I will share about in another time. Surrendering means you choose to be liberated because what happened does not define you. You do this for yourself. Sometimes we carry a burden for decades, often something that happened long ago, and life is too precious to have part of you stuck. You can reclaim your power back, as you may not think of it yet. If something from the past still lingers in you, it takes a part of you away from your life. When a part of you is missing, it impacts the way you engage in life, it affects the way you see yourself, what you believe is possible or not, what you deserve or not, possibly the way you engage in relationships. You can reclaim your true sense of self, come back to your wholeness, and liberate yourself. When you are living in surrender for a while, and let's say you reflect on an experience that you struggled with for a long time, as you immerse in absolute stillness with willingness to let it go, you are resolute in your heart and allow spirit in. Whatever was the challenge, whatever was burdening, can in a moment be illuminated in the most eloquent simplicity. Epiphany arises seemingly out of nowhere. It's like you are letting the floodgate of infinite wisdom open, and something you carried for so long can be dissolved. You feel lightness in your heart. You wonder in that moment why it took you so long to let go, and begin to dance with this exquisite wave of energy. A person that mastered surrender may look passive, especially in a situation that appears to be calling for an action. Those around you may think you really need to do something. What may look like inaction may be simply a deep recognition that you are working in divine flow, and maybe the timing is not right. When an individual lives in surrender, they know intuitively how to move with the energy at play. They are also masters of non-attachment. They don't have the impulse to push or effort more. They are holding their vision with faith and lightly, as they are held in creation. There is a deep recognition that creation moves in divine order, and knowing that this life force moves as you are the divine expressing itself through you as you. And lastly, a beautiful example of surrender that not everyone experiences, yet it illustrates surrender so eloquently, is childbirth. A mother gets in tune with the breath of life. She cannot start pushing too soon. She has to be patient and breathe and wait for the right moment when she needs to push. And then she surrenders and allows another life to birth through her. She has to let go for life to flow through her. The state of allowance is present within surrender. It's like the very essence of your breath. Your breath arises, it's not forced. You don't think to breathe. You don't do anything to make it happen. You let go and allow it to flow in its divine way. It already flows, it already is. It's an energy that is connected to you, just as Source, the universe, God. My deepest love and blessing on your path to surrender. Thank you for being here.